Hello, hi. Hello, everybody. Good afternoon. Good afternoon, and you are welcome. You are welcome to our today's session, okay, on implementing Google Workspace across your business. So, my name's Lorian Mifan, and I'm going to be your host for today's afternoon session. Now, I would like to know who are those with me on the call. Please feel free to drop, your name, where you're joining us from in the comment section. Okay. Now we're giving in time for us to come to the call. We're giving it time for us to come to the call. But already, you are most welcome. So I'll just be introducing myself. Meanwhile, like I said, I'm Lorian Mifan, and I'm a trainer with Impact Her. I'm equally a digital marketing strategist with Impact Her. Okay. Now, for today's afternoon session, obviously, I'm not going to be alone. I'm going to be, excuse me, I'm going to be with my wonderful colleagues, Amarachi. You're going to see her a lot in the chat section, and Berio Udeme at the back end, right? To make sure that everything runs out smoothly. So I'm now looking forward to listening to you guys. Who is on the call today? Where are you joining us from? Just let us know in the comment section who is on the call, where are you joining us from. Oh, did I let you guys know? I'm joining you guys from Cameroon, okay? A very wonderful country in Central Africa. I'm joining all of you people from Cameroon. Please let me know if I'm audible enough. Let me know if I'm audible enough. Excuse me, if the air is a little bit dry here, so it's not easy. Let me know if I'm audible enough. I don't know if we received a notification for this. All right. Okay, while we're waiting for the others to join, right? Pretty just going to give starters about today's course. Now, Amarachi, I see you're in the comments. Thanks already. Let me know if you can hear me. Let me know if I'm audible enough for all the participants. Let me know if you can hear me. Let me know if I am audible enough. Okay. We're waiting for the others to join us on the call, right? We're waiting for them to join us on the call. Amarachi, I just want to know if I'm audible enough. Let me know in the comment section if I am audible enough. Okay, you know what? We're just going to move forward. We're going to move forward to getting started with our today's session. So, like I earlier told you, what we are covering today is implementing Google Workspace. Implementing Google Workspace across your business. Now, shall we discover what we have as agenda for today? The very first point we'll be covering is a discovery of Google Workspace. You know what Google Workspace is all about. We're going to have this overview from the definitions to the tools. I don't even know if we have ever heard about Google Workspace, but this is all what we are going to be covering today. We'll discover Google Workspace. We're going to have the definition of this digital workspace. What is it all about? How does it function? And all those kind of details. We're going to have them in our today's session. Now, the next thing that we're going to be covering is going to be how you can boost communication across your business with Google Workspace. How you can boost communication across your business, meaning what tools can you use, what tools can foster communication, what tools can help you leverage on your communication. The third tool that we're going to be using this looking at, or the third subject that we're going to be looking at this afternoon, is how you can leverage on tools to increase collaboration. Like how you can leverage on tools to increase collaboration in the workspace. So this is all what we are going to be covering here this afternoon. Now let us dive deeper, okay? And before we continue, I'm just going to let you know that this session has to be very interactive. You know, we need to participate, we need to share. In order for us to learn, we need to participate, we need to share. So feel free to drop comments, feel free to drop questions, okay? And then the questions I'm going to be asking you, equally do well to give answers to those questions. It would really be awesome. Really, it's really going to be awesome. Okay, now the very first question that I'm going to ask you this afternoon, before I even get into the question, I forgot. Okay, there's this free bootcamp available from Google, which is called the Hustle Academy Bootcamp. Now, what is the Hustle Academy Bootcamp? It's simply a bootcamp that Google is offering, which you can help you, small business owner, to scale. How so? In various topics that are being taught, you're going to learn about business strategy. You're going to learn about sales. You're going to learn about digital marketing. That means in details, you know, you're going to have real life examples about how to practice this digital marketing. You're going to learn about financing for your business. I know this is a very important point. Generally, most business owners are like, I'm not very comfortable with financing. I need to learn more about financing. I need to be taught on financing and all that. So any question, any worry, any preoccupation that you have about financing is going to be covered during this bootcamp. And then you're equally going to learn about pitching. How do you pitch for success? How do you get a pitch investor ready? What are those elements you need? What are those details that need to come in? What are the goods? What are the bad points? What are the good things you need to do? What are the good examples? What are the bad examples? So this is just a tip. I'm just tipping on what you're going to learn throughout this bootcamp. So it's going to be 1 week of excitement, 1 week of enjoyment, 1 week of spectacular, ideas brought up and confer just for you, just for your understanding. So the link has been dropped in the comment section, and I plead with Amarachi to drop the link again so that you can sign up for this bootcamp. If you signed up and then maybe you did not receive an email, please just click the link again, just register. It happens in cohorts, so you need to be chosen within a cohort. So just sign up again. It's really going to be interesting. More so, you can network. One very important thing is you're meeting your colleague in business too, and you don't know, maybe your business can be complementing another person's business. In fact, the Hustle Academy Bootcamp is an awesome journey, and I'm going to encourage everybody to sign up for this bootcamp. So do well to sign up. I'm sure the link has been dropped again in the comment section. Now let's start with the question that I was about to ask all of you on the call this afternoon. What tools do you currently use to communicate and collaborate within your business? What tools do you currently use to communicate and collaborate within your business? Now, while I'm waiting for you to answer the responses, I'm just going to holler at everybody that just came here, or that just came when I already started the session. Okay, so a big welcome to Charity. Charity, it's really awesome to have you on today's session, right? The pleasure is ours to have you here today. Welcome, Charity, and welcome to everybody that is on the call. We are very delighted to be with you today. It's really going to be an awesome session. In case you missed it, I'm Lohan. So I'm going to be the person taking the session today. Now, there's Amarachi, which I know you know about, and you're going to be learning, you're going to meet her a lot because she's going to be interacting with you guys on the chat section. So Now, let's move forward to with what tools do you currently use to communicate and collaborate within your business? What are those tools? You know, there are a lot of tools available for communication and for collaboration for a business. There are so many. Where I work, we use a couple of them. Okay, internally, in maybe in teams, you know, a particular team, we have particular tools that we are using. But as a whole, you know, Slack, Asana are very great communication tools. Slack is really interesting because it keeps the communication professional, at the same time it's relaxed. You're working with your team members, you can share documents. Maybe you guys are having a chat, a conversation, and say, oh hey, did you realize that I dropped something in your email? And the person said, oh, I missed it. And you just send the documents directly on Slack. You know, teams can even have their own personal Slack room. So there are tools like that. You can have Slack for communication, you can have Asana, you can use emails when you want to sell more formal information. You can have emails. You can even go as far as using WhatsApp. Yes, you can use WhatsApp. If you want to have a quick communication to let people know, you can rapidly do that on a WhatsApp call. You just jump on the call and then you communicate this information. So the tools are varied, you know, with respect to your business, with respect to what sector of activity you're in, with respect to what you do, the tools vary. Okay, so just let me know what are the tools that you're using for communication within your business. What are the tools you're using for communications, which within your business for communications, and then what do you use for collaboration? Now, for communications, I told you guys about email, I told you guys about Slack, I told you guys about WhatsApp. And for collaboration, Slack too is a very adequate tool. Email too is awesome for collaboration because you can easily send a document via email. You can send a request via email. You can share an URL via email. You know, you can do so. You can use that for collaboration. What again can you use for collaboration? You can use docs. You can use documents for collaboration. So there are a lot of tools that you can use, whether it's for collaboration, whether it's for communication. And I'm still looking out for you guys to let me know what tools do you use for communication and collaboration within your business. I'm still waiting for you guys to tell me what tools do you use for communication and collaboration within your business. Okay, now that I've shared my own tools, the tools that I'm using, now that I've I've told you guys about the tools that I am using to communicate and collaborate. Now let's continue to discovering our subject matter for today, you know, while we are actually on the call this afternoon. Google Workspace. So now what are we doing? We are going to discover Google Workspace. Okay, I know I've asked a couple of questions and I'm here to get answers, but then let me know, have you ever heard about Google Workspace? Has anybody on the call ever heard about Google Workspace? Ever? Have you ever heard about Google Workspace? When I say Google Workspace, does it ring a bell? Does it bring something to your mind? Do you question yourself? Are there things that come to your mind when I talk about Google Workspace? Let me know in the comment section. Oh, all right. Charity, this is really awesome. Yeah, I forgot to mention Trello. Trello is it's a very great tool. Like, why do I love Trello? Because you can actually group activities. You can group what you're working on, right? You can say, okay, maybe on this project, these are the deliverables that have to be realized on this project, and then you now list them at the end. When they're completed, you keep removing one task after the other. Trello 2 is very awesome. Now, let me know if you have ever heard about Google Workspace. Google Workspace. Have you ever heard about this? Do you know about Google Workspace? Have you heard about, does it even ring a bell? In fact, and if it doesn't, when you just hear Google Workspace, what comes to your mind? What is the first thing, or what are the first points that come to your mind when you hear Google Workspace? Yes, 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 Charity. Awesome. Exactly. Exactly. So I'm happy to see that there's somebody that's on the same page. Of course, let's now dive deeper. Okay, since I already asked a lot of questions about Google Workspace and all, I'm just going to skip this question. Then I'm asking you if you currently use Google Workspace, and let's start with the definition, okay, of what Google Workspace is all about. As Charity mentioned in the comment section, Google Workspace was formerly called G Suite. So now, what is it? What is it all about? We know that it's called Google Workspace and that it was formerly called G Suite, but what is this? Google Workspace is actually what we call a digital workspace, okay? It's actually a compilation of software, of tools that are used on the online sphere and that can be used for communication and collaboration in real time. Now, what does it mean? It's a combination of cloud, you know, of cloud computing, productivity, and collaboration tools, softwares, and products developed and marketed by Google. Now, this permits you, that means you have some tools in this sphere that permits you to communicate effectively. You have some tools that permit you to collaborate effectively. Good thing is you don't need to install it anywhere. It's present on the cloud. It's a software that is present on the cloud, and you just need to sign up and then you start using. So it's an embodiment of tools that are mainly designed by Google, marketed by Google, okay, and that are useful for you to be able to communicate, for you to be able to collaborate, whether it's within your business, whether it's within partners. And we're going to now head over to discovering these tools. Now that we've defined what Google Workspace is, can we now discover the various tools available? Now, in the very large, workspace to workspace fair, there are many tools, and in these tools we are going to be listing them. But before I start listing all these tools, can somebody tell me what are the tools that you see? Does any of these tools ring a bell? Okay, what are the tools that you're seeing, and does any of these tools ring a bell? What are the tools that you're seeing, and does any of these tools ring a bell? Or the icons. Let me not say tools, let me say icons. Do these icons ring bells? Let me know. If you know if any of these icons is coming to your mind. I know most of us have seen them somewhere, but let me know if it rings a bell. And how many do you know? How many can you list? Right? How many can you list for us? It's a little bit timid here, right? But I know we are here. I know we're watching. Please let me know which icons do you see? Which can you name? Which can you name? Which can you name? Which do you know? Which do you know? It's still quite timid. But then let me go ahead to present the various tools that you can see on the screen. So the very first tool, say from the left side of the screen, moving towards the right, okay, left to right. Say we're starting from Gmail because I don't know what position the screen is, but from in my sight, from what I see, is from left to right. The very first tool here is Google Mail, aka Gmail. So this is the normal tool that we all know, the Google email, and I think it's one of the most used Google Workspace tool, right? It's used to send emails. Before I used to always believe that when I get to using Gmail, that's my professional email, and then every other email address like could be used for phone, could be used for maybe newsletters and all. That's what I used to use, but everything professional, serious information was Gmail. So Gmail is your email. Now, what can you do? You can send, receive emails. You can have groups for emails. So you can send one mail to a particular group. You can schedule mail via Gmail. This new update is really so awesome. Honestly, I love it. So there's a lot of things that you can use via Gmail. I don't even need to extend on Gmail because Gmail is something that we all use. Now, adjacent or after Gmail, we have Calendar. Calendar is also a very awesome tool that has been brought about by Google. I mean, this tool is really interesting because you can schedule events, okay? Via your calendar. You can get reminders about public holidays, whether it's Muslim, whether it's based on your country, okay, via calendar. You can schedule calls via your calendar. You can do a couple of things via your Google Calendar. It's so awesome. It's so interesting. It's a very great tool, and in fact, I'm going to advise everybody to use this. Okay. Moving forward, we have the Drive. Drive tool is a life-saving tool. Like, why do I call it a life-saving tool? Because back then we usually used to save our things in our computers, in the hard drives of the computer and stuff, and we don't know what can always happen to your computer. We don't know, it's unpredictable. But now Google Drive came as that salvation tool in quotes that permitted us to be able to save stuff on the cloud, where you can access it via whatever tool you're using. It can be your phone, it can be your laptop. The moment you're connected to the internet, you can access it. So Drive is actually your online storage platform. We have Meet, that icon that is showing like a video, a camera, is Google Meet. It's actually the video conferencing tool for Google. Very interesting, very innovative. Okay, it has some really incorporated features that are awesome. For example, you can do what we call breakout rooms, so you can split up rooms. Okay, let's say split the call into smaller sessions where you guys can discuss. You can use whiteboards, and that it leads us to even one of the Google tools that I'm going to be presenting after. You can have this call for really a long period of time. So Google Meet is also a very interesting tool. After Google Meet, the second line, still from the left, we have Google Docs. Okay, so Google Docs is for presentation, and we're actually going to look at Google Docs better. So Google Docs is the tool that is mainly for presentation, creating documents. We have Google Sheets. Okay, we have Google Slides. Slides is for presentations. Google Docs is mainly for creating documents. You can equally create presentations, but mainly documents. Okay. Sheet is for recording data. Then we have slides. Then we have Google Sites. Okay, the blue icon after the yellow icon, which is slides, is Google Sites. So creating free websites via Google, but you still have to buy your domain name. Okay. Then we have Google Forms, which can permit you to carry out surveys. Okay. Then we have Keep. Okay. After Keep, the icon that is blue and that has like, how do you call this shape? The shape below is the admin console. That means what permits you to actually handle all the information. Check, who am I giving access to? So the admin console is like the brain box in the Google Workspace. Okay. Then we head over to the chats, Google Chats, which is the instant messaging app from Google, and then we have Jamboard. See, when I was talking about Google Meet, I said you can actually use the whiteboard features. So this is done via Jamboard. So these are the tools available. Now let's dive deeper to looking at the various uses. And to look at the various uses of all those tools, we are first of all going to look at the core functionality of Google Workspace. The core functionality of Google Workspace. Now, what do you think, or what are the main things that you can actually do with Google Workspace? You can create documents and presentations. You can record, analyze, and present data. You can brainstorm ideas, manage projects and store files, and then you can communicate globally. Okay, when we're talking about creating documents and presentations, obviously we have particular tools that are going to be used for creating documents and presentation. The same point when we're talking about recording, analyzing, and presenting data, we equally have tools that help us do that. Then, when we come to brainstorming ideas, managing projects, and storing files. We have tools too for that, okay? Tools for brainstorming, managing, and storing files, and then how to communicate globally. Now, let's dive deeper into looking at all the tools that can permit us to actually carry out all these various functions. The very first thing is creating and presentation, and our start tools here are docs and slides. So with Google Docs, okay, you can create documents, you can have all these online, so you don't need to download it, you don't need to install a particular software to use Google Docs. No, you just go to head over to docs.google.com, and you're going to be able to create documents from there. You can create the documents, you can share the documents, and one awesome thing about Google Workspace is with a link, just with one link, you can share this document. So you not maybe always have to download, or maybe always have to share a whole document, just one link, and then the person can head over to your documents. It's really awesome. So you can share this via URL, like I said, whether it's the docs or whether it's slides. Now, slides is particularly for presentations. It's particularly presentations in clients. If you want to create well-designed presentations that you want to share with your partners in real time, head over to slides.google.com, and you're going to really enjoy yourself there. Now, let's go to the second core functionality, and where we're talking about recording, analyzing, and presenting data. And in this main tool, on this functionality, the two main tools that I use are forms and sheets. Now, forms is when you're carrying out, say you're carrying out a survey, and you want to have people's opinions, people's ideas. You can create a form for that, and it's very interesting because you're just doing drag and drop, scroll down menus. It's not complicated to use at all. And to start with forms is forms.google.com. Forms.google.com. It's very interesting. And after you've been able to record the data with forms, you actually have this incorporated sheets feature that permits you to see how the data is, how it was answered, and then really divided into pie charts for you to have a better understanding of the data that was collected, and then it actually becomes insights that you can use for more informed decisions or for marketing decisions. So this is Google Forms. Then the next tool is Sheets. Okay, now Sheets is the say calculation form or calculation tool or calculation document, okay, that you use. You can present data on sheets, you can present data on various sheets, you can track data on sheets. Is really interesting. So to get started with sheets is sheets.google.com. So one thing that is really interesting about all the tools I just presented, whether it's sheets, whether it's forms, whether it's docs, whether it's slides, is not only can you access it in real time, but also can you collaborate on them. So I was actually thinking of something in particular that just left my mind, but it's going to come on while I continue the presentation. I'll come back to it. Now, while I'm thinking about it, let's just head over to the benefits brought about by the Google Workspace. Now, there's several benefits, okay? These are just a few. Obviously, there's increased collaboration, because whether it's via Google Drive, whether it's via collaborating on the various documents, it could be slides, sheets, docs, even forms, there is collaboration, because you can see what your colleague is doing. You can equally leave a comment, and then the comment is going to be replied, and a lot more. So there is really improved collaboration. There's equally improved communications, because these tools are part of what we call the digital workspace. So it means they are mainly for people that are working with connection, but then at the same time they are there to help us facilitate this, improve it. You can recreate communication as if we're there in person with most of the tools that are available. So it's really adequate and so awesome for communications. You can work smarter, because there are a lot of processes that are reduced, whether it's when you're sharing a link, whether you don't have to download a document. There are a lot of processes that are reduced, so you work smarter. More so, there is enhanced security. How is that security enhanced? By the fact that you can know whom you're giving access to. You remember with the admin console that I told you, it can help you to choose whom you're giving access to, whom has access and who is restrained from having access. And then you can equally remove access from a document. Maybe you shared the document with your colleague and that was just maybe to give the person an idea on how to work, and then you withdraw now the access from the person. So there's really enhanced security. So these are the benefits brought about by Google Workspace. So the point just came back to my mind. So what I was actually trying to mention is the fact that you can track changes. So you can collaborate, you can communicate, but you can really track changes of everything that is being done. And this is awesome. And it's tracking changes in real time. So what we have just covered is an overview of Workspace. We've looked at the tools, we looked at the core functionalities, we looked at the benefits. Now let's get started. Let's now first of all dive deeper into how to increase collaboration. First of all, right, when we're talking about increased collaboration, Google Workspace stores your information in the cloud, enabling you to share documents and files at any moment with ease. Okay, then you can actually track changes, comments, and ideas that have been made on the document. The second thing, when we're improving communication, look at the tools available here. Gmail, Google Meet, Google Current, Google Chat are really fostering communication within businesses and within teams. Obviously, how do you work smarter? The fact that you can collect, analyze, and turn data into insights, maybe using just two tools, is really awesome and reduces the workload, like I earlier mentioned. And to finish, you can securely store files and data. You can share documents, files, and data on the cloud via Google Drive. You can use the admin console to centralize your administration, manage users, restrict access, set up passwords, and two-step authentication to protect your business from online and security threats. Okay, now this is the moment where we are creating our Workspace account. So to begin, we go to workspace.google.com/signup/business starter, workspace.google.com/signup/business starter to start creating your Google Workspace account. So you head over to get started, and then the process is going to begin. The step 2, you're going to input your business name. What is your business name? What is your email? Okay, your location. You're going to add your contact details. Step 4 is when you put in your domain. Okay, so your domain could be a domain name that you've already bought, you put in there. Okay, or could be an automatic domain that is going to be attributed to you. Step 5 is update your business address, and the step 6 is set up your login details. Now, do not fret, okay? When we're looking at all these processes, they may seem complicated, but honestly, they're not. It's just one thing leading to the other, and then you're going to find your way around it. So, now, how do you get set up on Google Workspace? You create your business email, you add team members and users, because a lot of you can use this at the same time. You migrate your data and then you import files. So this is how you get set up on Google Workspace. This is how you get set up on Google Workspace. So far, do we have any questions? We are going to stop here for our first course of questions, and I would like to know if you have questions concerning all that was presented. Let me see. Hi, Glory. Exactly, Charity. Exactly. I concur. What you said is so accurate. Google Workspace really covers a lot. So make sure you head over to workspace.google.com/business starter. Amarchi, please drop that link in the chat section. Okay. Now, do we have questions? Anyways, even if we do, right, please just drop them in the chat section. I'm going to answer them as we continue. Since we're a bit behind time, I'm going to try to make it snappy. Amara, please don't forget to drop the link in the chat section for workspace.google.com Setting up a business email is equally possible via your Google Workspace. So when you get to the point where you have to, set up your login details, your business address, and all, you're going to see a point where you can actually use your email. Okay, and there's actually, with your domain, you can use how do I call them? Just let me use extension. It's not really the word, but extensions. You're going to see it there, and then you'll be able to since you have a business email, it's going to be like info at or uart.com, and all this is inside the workspace pack. Okay, so just head over to workspace.google.com/sign-up/business starter, and then you have all those elements there. Yes, you have all those elements there, Charity. Workspace. Amarach, the link is workspace.google.com/sign-up/business starter. Workspace.google.com/sign-up/business starter. Charity, that when that link is going to be dropped, right, you're going to have all those answers. So let me continue with how you can boost communication across your business. So now that we've discovered the Google Workspace, now let's look at tools that will permit you to boost communication across your business. Now, which tools do you think you can use via Google Workspace to boost communication? We presented the tools some time ago. Now, amongst all those tools, which tools do you think you can use to boost communication? Let me list them again. We had the tools that I presented, okay? I spoke about Gmail, I spoke about the Drive, I spoke about Google Meet, I spoke about Google Docs, Google Sheets, Google Forms, Google Slides, Google Sites, Google Keep, Google Admin Console. I spoke about Google Chat, and then Jamboard. So those were all the tools that I presented. So from all these tools now, which do you think can help you boost communication? Which do you think can help you boost communication? Yes. Okay. Well, it's still getting warmed up concerning the answers. Let's move forward. These are the key communication tools. So we have Gmail, Google Meets, Google Current, Google Chat, Google Gmail, Google Meet, Google Current, and then Google Chat. Now, let's begin by presenting Google Mail, aka Gmail. So you can communicate globally with ease using Google's free email tool, which is Gmail. What can you do with your Gmail? You can send files, you can create groups, you can make lists, you can make group lists, you can access the integrated calendar in order to stay connected. So you can send emails and you can schedule emails like I told you. You can research for emails, old emails. You can even add a particular signature. In fact, you can really you can professionalize your Gmail, and it's really going to be awesome. Let's head over to the second tool, which is Google Meet. Now, let's look at Google Meet. Meet is a video conferencing tool. Okay, Meet. So Meet is the video conferencing tool from Google. You can organize online video calls with your team members, with your partners. You can present while you are actually. Hi, I don't know if I'm still on the call, but okay, yeah, my slide got disconnected for a bit. Just give me a few minutes to reconnect it.
Hi everyone. So sorry about that. Let's give Lauren a few seconds. She's getting back online. She's sorting herself out. So meanwhile, okay. So I can see she's back. So meanwhile, if you have any comments, any questions in regards to, what she covered during the training, you can also please feel free to drop them in the chat section as we move along. Okay. So sorry, Lauren, you've sorted it out? Lauren?
Yes, back. Thank you so much, Beryl, and so sorry about that. Okay, thank you so much, Beryl, for stepping in, and I'm really sorry about the little discomfort. So let's move forward. I was presenting Google Meet, and I was telling you guys that it's a video conferencing tool, and it's really interesting because you can present. You can have a lot of people on the call. I think you can go as far as having 250 members on the call. That is really awesome. You can have so as many participants as that. You can equally even share boards on via Google Meet. So it's really awesome. Now let's continue with the other two Google Currents. You can engage employees first and more meaningful conversation to stay connected. So Current is actually, a more professional tool from maybe Google Chat, and it's also used to communicate within, a company, and you can do that equally with your partners. Chats. So, chat is, the instant messaging tool from Google. Chat is the instant messaging tool from Google. Awesome, and it, permits instant communication. It's a little bit more relaxed than all the other tools. Most of them are really used for professional, very professional, but chat is a little bit more relaxed, but still important because you can easily text something to your partner, your employee, and then you guys work there from that. Now, what are the top tips to maximize communication? Always make sure you create in-person communication. You should stay organized, creating mailing lists, set up project or team rooms. Now, how do you do this? Recreating in-person communication, schedule regular team calls and check-ins via Google Meet and Hangouts. So do this as frequently as possible. Do this as frequently as possible. So schedule regular team calls and check in via Google Meet and Hangout. Connect with colleagues and teams across the globe. Brainstorm ideas, work on team projects, and then hold virtual events. And you can equally always make sure you join, or you always be with teams, whether it's from your mobile, whether it's from your desktop. So always foster those two methods. Let's get over to staying organized. It's equally very important in communication that you're very organized. And our star tool here to help us stay organized is Google Calendar. So you can improve communication across teams through Google Calendars. You can create multiple calendars to track meeting sessions, vacations, and a lot more. What next? You can create team mailing lists. Okay, how do you do this? You can create a group email. You create a Google Groups email list, right? This is really interesting because you're going to be doing this one to many, one email, and then you're sending it to many people. You can send status updates, you can share resources, you can equally increase visibility and foster community. Now, what is the last point? Setting up project or team rooms. This simply means that you need to help your team members to stay together. So creating a room in Google Chat or chat in Gmail is encouraging team members to network amongst each other, to share projects, exchange thoughts, best practices, and create stronger sense of community. So this are the main or the four top tips to foster communications. Now, we are stopping here for the second pause of questions. So, do we have questions? Okay, now, Charity, it's not going to be for like maybe customers, no. It's going to really be a restrained group of people. So if you want to do email, if you want to use email marketing, obviously you should go for email marketing platforms such as MailChimp, such as Constant Contact. But when I'm talking about fostering communication within the team, within the group, with maybe just with your partners, your business partners, and all those members, using Google Groups is adequate. Using Google Groups is adequate. Thanks so much for that question. Thank you so much. I hope this satisfies you. Now let's look at the last point is what we are looking at is leverage tools to increase collaboration. So we're now looking at the tools that can foster collaboration on Google. So which tools can you use on Google Workspace to increase collaboration? Which tools can you use on Google Workspace to increase collaboration? Anybody with an idea, please drop it in the chat section. But trust me, there are a lot. Now let's look at them all of us together. Collaborate across projects and teams. Okay, if you're looking to brainstorm ideas, share working files, make suggestions, and tag colleagues and track changes, there are so many Google tools that can help you carry out this in a very awesome and interesting manner. First of all, Jamboard. Jamboard is a not very common tool but very interesting tool. Now, this is actually a whiteboard. It's a digital whiteboard. And guess what? You can actually have sticky notepads. You can draw on Jamboard. It's a very awesome tool for a brainstorming session or a session maybe where you're sharing lessons learned, takeaways. It's a very important tool. And you see it's fostering collaboration because when somebody is posting a sticky note or somebody is posting a dot, you can see it on your own sticky notepad. So Jamboard is actually very, very interesting and very awesome. Another tool that can help us to foster collaboration is Google Drive. How so? Because the files are stored up in one place and you can actually share the link to a file. You can collaborate with somebody on a particular file in Google Drive, and it's so easy and very awesome. You can encourage collaboration and work from one central file. The next point. How do you do so? You can make suggestions and tag colleagues. You can edit documents in real time, reducing the need to send files back and forth, suggest changes, comment with ideas, and tag colleagues to increase visibility and boost collaboration. You can equally track changes. You can view or edit made to your documents and files, restrict access, track changes, and improve suggestions to ensure collaboration efforts are managed and relieved effectively and reviewed effectively. Now we are going to stop here again for the last pause of questions and answers. Last pause of questions and answers. Do you have more questions about collaboration tools? By the way, thank you so much again, Charity, Gloria, and for everybody on the call for your patience while I was away for a few minutes. Now, do we still have any answers? Any questions? Sorry, any questions? Okay. Sometimes silence does not mean consent. So I want to know if there's any incomprehension, any points you want me to get back to. Okay, while you're dropping those questions and those comments, I'm just going to remind you all that Google's free bootcamp is still available. So you sign up at https /d.slow/hustle academy. In fact, there's a link that's going to be dropped in the chat section. Next, what are your next steps? If you're seeking to know better, go to learndigital.google.com/digital skills/courses and then find us on social media Digital Skills for Africa, twitter.com/digital skills AF, instagram.com/digital skills AF. You can equally find Impact Her on all social media platforms: Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, Instagram. All those links are going to be dropped in the comment section. So thank you so much for your kind and keen attention. By the way, Amarachi, please drop the attendance form in the chat section. Please drop the attendance form in the chat section. Let me see if I can help you to that. Okay, okay. All right, the attendance form has been dropped. Please do well to fill it. Do well to fill it. Thank you so much, Amara. Thank you so much for that. Now, thank you guys so much for being on the call. If there's anything you want to get on or you need more knowledge about, you can. Earlier, oh, sorry. Sorry, I did not even notice. I promise you, I knew I was so slow. So sorry, but thank you for being here. Thank you for staying throughout, and thank you for your participation. So see you in the next class. Take care and have a very great afternoon.